Here we go, guys. White-Ra against Tarson, StarCraftWorld.it King of the Hill number 5, powered by CM Storm. And we have White-Ra facing the Polish Terran player. And I'm still waiting for White-Ra to announce. And he's not doing it, he's not doing it. Oh my god, he tricked me. No! Well, anyways, I'll talk to you later about that. Menelo. Tarson is spawning at the 6 o'clock start position as the red Terran player, and to his left we see White-Ra. We see Papatos, Grandpa Tos with a special tactics since 1999 is just starting as the blue Protoss player on the left side of the map. And this is going to be Shadow Temple. It's the first map of the best of 5. The winner is taking home €100 and will fight next week on a Thursday at 9:30 against another opponent. Dark Force was able to win 3 King of the Hills until Tarson beat him. Tarson was able to win the match against Dark Force with 3-2 and is therefore the current King of the Hill, and White-Ra will try to get that title, will try to get those €100 and defeat the Polish player. For White-Ra, it's pretty crucial that he's able to scout his opponent. He wants to know what the Terran player is doing. Will there be gas for Tarson? Is he going to go for a no-gas expansion, which he's obviously not, as he's getting a refinery? Will Tarson go for a double barracks player? Then White-Ra has to be a little bit more careful. Of course, he wants to get out that expansion. He wants to get an expansion himself, but he needs to know how much pressure he is going to expect, is going to be expected by the Terran player from Poland. So Tarson has been well known for using ghosts quite a lot, for relying on his bioforces, and I specifically remember a push that he did against Hazops on exactly this map on cross position, where he was going for a fast ghost build order and just annihilated Hazops with ghosts, with marauders and marines. And Hazops had an expansion up and running, but he didn't have enough units, he didn't have enough gates, and therefore lost the game. White-Ra is still scouting. He's still scouting with his probes. I doubt that he will be able to get into the main base of his opponent, because the marine is already at the bottom of the ramp and will try to prevent that. The probe is on its way. The SCV of Tarson already in the main base of the Protoss player. And we have cybernetics core being built. There's another pylon coming up for White-Ra, and here's that SCV that's just trying to kill that pylon. Probably won't succeed. Would be funny as hell if it did, but the Zealot is there to prevent it. And let's have a look into the main base of Tarson. Tarson is starting with a factory. Tarson is starting with that factory, getting the second gas and trying to get some... Well, actually, he could also try to get some Hellions, but probably is going for some Benji play and close air position. Benji play is really, really good against, well, basically any race. Doesn't matter if you are facing another Terran player, Zerg player, or a Protoss player. As long as there's no detection, you can basically kill your opponent, and you can of course just abuse those cliffs in the back and try to get a good shot at additional probes of your opponent. As you can see, White-Ra is adding a robotics facility fairly soon. He is obviously aware of the threat that those positions pose to him, and therefore we see a very, very early robotics facility straight after the first gateway. 2 additional gateways are being added right now, and Tarson, on the other hand, is getting that starport that we've been expecting. He's getting the tech lab at his factory. We'll switch between the 2 of them. Is defending his choke with a bunch of marines, 5 of them added a reactor in the meantime to his barracks as well, by the way. And we'll probably get a second barracks fairly soon while he's researching a cloak. No, he isn't. He's just relying on the Benji right now. Not getting cloak. He needs a lot more gas for that. And we have a warp prism. A warp prism for White-Ra. I really love that he's one of the few Protoss players that is using warp prisms so much. I really love that. And he's even skipping the observer. He doesn't have an observer just yet. He's waiting, getting his warp prism first, and then he gets the observer. This is just so damn cool, and he's immediately dropping his opponent. Oh my god. Tarson with those marines on 41 supply against 38, and here comes that drop into the economy line of his opponent. He's dropping the worker line right now, killing the first SCVs and warping in additional units. Here's that Benji, and what is going to happen now? Tarson has to pull his SCVs. He's losing quite a few of them, but Tarson is in position against his opponent's units, trying to take out that warp prism, not succeeding in doing so, but the Great Way units are all dead. Let's have a look at the harvester count. 19 SCVs against 27. That Benji is being repelled by the units of the Protoss player, and Tarson lost 7 workers to this push of his opponent. Not too sure if that was really worth it. The Protoss player lost a lot more in terms of resources, but let's not forget about that mining time. 7 probes are quite a lot. He didn't lose the Warp Prison. He just lost minerals and 1 Stalker. So in the end, it wasn't all too bad. 1 scan by Tarson reveals the Observer, and immediately it's being killed by the Marines. Very well played by the Terran player. Very good reaction. And we have those 2 Benjis trying to snipe that pylon. Hydra, with some miss micro. Actually, the Stalker was trapped. He wasn't able to get that Stalker out of that position. That is, of course, really unfortunate for him. He warps in additional Stalkers right now, and both players playing on 1 base still. None of them is trying to expand. We have Tarson with the first tank. He's going to go for a Marine tank push. Not researching his siege mode just yet. We're seeing another tank coming up, and Tarson going, Hydra going straight for the Twilight Council and the Templar Archive. Once again, the Warp Prism is trying to drop his opponent. I really love that game. We don't see any expansion at all. Both players on 1 base right now, and are just trying to kill their opponent with what they have on the field, with Benjis for the Terran player, with a Marine and tank push that is coming up, and of course that Warp Prison play by the Protoss player, by Grandpa Toss, and he really needs to drop those units right now, because elsewise the Terran will just kill him, and he needs to do a lot of damage right now, and of course repel that attack, because this is going to be quite difficult to deal with. 40 army supply against 25. And now Tarson is just moving in. They're the first Templars, and of course those Zealots are able to just deny all the mining. Here are the probes, and he's trying to kill that push with everything he has. He needs to take out those Benjis. He needs to take out those Benjis, and the Benjis actually survive. So do the Marines, but there are 2 additional Stalkers, and the Stalkers need to focus those air units, because it's the only anti-air he has in the game right now, and he's able to repel that push. I can't believe my eyes, but Tarson pulled his SCVs, and there's an additional siege tank. 32 against 33 supply right now. 30 army supply against 17, and Hydra is mining. He is mining once again. Will Tarson actually lose that game? I don't believe what I'm seeing right there. We have the siege tanks trying to focus, the siege tank being focused by the Zealots. And will that bloody Benji die? And yes, it will. Will it or will it not? Oh my god. 1 law hit, and he has enough gas for additional Stalkers. He's warping in another Stalker. The Benji dies, and still the Marines are... I can't believe that. I don't believe that. I mean, Tarson is walking up that ramp with so many Marines, with those siege tanks, with the Benjis, and now he's losing. Those 2 Zealots in the main base of Tarson really won the game for Hydra. 2 hero Zealots, and this is an amazing start in this best of 5 series. What a game. Hydra pulling out with 1-0 against the Polish Terran player. Here we go, game number 2. Hydra is leading with 1-0 against Tarson. This is the StarCraftWorld.it King of the Hill, powered by Storm. And yep, here we go. Now I go special tactics. Yeah, we were talking about earlier in the lobby, but Tarson is now like, yeah, well, okay, if you're not going to do it, I will. Because Terran special tactics. I wouldn't be surprised if Tarson would at some point use that ghost push that I've been talking about earlier, because it was really successful against Hazops. So let's see what the Terran player is going to do. Hydra with his drop play on the last map was very, very successful. Those 2 Zealots really saved his ass. I mean, I still can't believe that Tarson lost that game. He was moving in to the main base of the Protoss player with so damn many Marines. The siege tanks as well, and he still lost because of those units that denied him his economy. And yeah, well, Hydra played it perfectly, and he was in such a bad spot, but he pulled through. Very well done by the Protoss player, Grandpa Toss. And yeah, Tarson at the bottom left of the map, Taldir Meltar, and at the top left we see you see bottom right, bottom left, whatever. You can see the Polish Terran player at the bottom left, and at the top left we have whiteRA. And once again, though, that barracks is being built, but this time Tarson builds his refinery before he starts with the barracks. And will whiteRA... Oh, whiteRA is going for the Nexus first, apparently. Special tactics right there. Yep, Nexus first for whiteRA and gas first for Tarson. So this is probably going to be a pretty interesting game right now. This is going to be nice. Ah, damn. I like those two guys. Tarson is such a nice guy. I met him on Cbit, and he was eating bratwurst all day. He really loved it. And whiteRA, of course, well, I don't really think I have to say too much about him. He's just one of the most likable guys in StarCraft 2, a former StarCraft 1 player, StarCraft Boot War player. And now Tarson is going for that factory. It's right away, and this factory is very, very early because of the gas first that he used, and both players are scouting into the wrong direction, so they will both scout their opponent at the last possible starting position, which is good for both of them. whiteRA won't be aware that Tarson is using a gas first build until it's basically, not really too late, but, well, until it's pretty late to realize that. And whiteRA, on the other hand, won't be scouted by the SCV up to the point where the Nexus is actually safe, because the second gateway will be ready, as will the Cybernetics core. And yeah, let's have a look what Tarson is doing. Tarson is moving his factory, is getting Hellions. He's getting Hellions right now. We have a look at the supply counts in regards to the worker supply. 19 SCVs against 21 probes so far. Both players are scouting. Of course, there's Marine already waiting for that probe, but whiteRA is sneaking in through the back door. He's trying to sneak. Will he get past the Marine? I think he will, and he will see the Hellions. He will see those two Hellions. Yep, there they are, immediately killing off the probe. And let's have a look into the base of whiteRA. There's the first probe getting a pylon. 2 Stalkers on their way. The Stalkers will be able to deal with the Hellions, of course. And whiteRA, yeah, is getting his probe into a position to build additional buildings. Going to get, oh, there's the SCV going to get another gateway. The SCV being killed, scouted the expansion already, and Tarson is getting an expansion as well. Killing that gateway, misplaced it a little bit, trying to close that gap. As you can see, there's an expansion coming up for Tarson as well. And now whiteRA is in position to deal with those Hellions. It's just walling off. Yep, beautiful. There's no way for Tarson to sneak into the main base of his opponent and kill. No, it's bad special tactics. Yeah, well, that didn't work out. So whiteRA with a smiley face, and then Tarson doesn't like that all too much, does he? So we have a bunker being built for him because Terran. And yeah, I just love the chit-chat between the two of them. That's pretty cool. 40 supply for both players. And yeah, this was kind of like an access denied sign. You shall not pass! Yeah, but Tarson taking it easy. So he's going for the starport right now, adding Marines, and of course we once again see siege tanks for the Terran player. And whiteRA just lining up all those Stalkers, trying to close that gap. And now he's just chrono boosting his economy, getting as many probes as possible. He's on 34 probes already. The Stalkers just move a little bit away to let that Zealot pass and let him look out what's happening in the surrounding area of the expansion. There are the Hellions once again. A medevac is going to be built by Tarson, both players on roughly the same supply. We have a little bit more worker supply for the Protoss player, thanks to his chrono boost on the economy. But of course, the mules are doing a good job at keeping the minerals harvested on a fairly high count. There's another Vespine guys are being taken. Yeah, and right now Tarson is just trying to get that siege tank, those siege tanks up once again, getting Marines as well. So tank Marine push by the Terran player, and if he wants to time that, to the usual timing as you would, for example, when you are trying to attack a Zerg player. It usually hits around the 11-minute mark if you wait for enough siege tanks and marines, of course, that is. Another reactor being placed and a second barracks, so he's not getting a tech lab, he's not getting any upgrades like, for example, a stim upgrade or the combat shield. He's just relying on those marines with their 45 hit points and the siege tanks as well. Is still trying to sneak into the main base of his opponent. This time he's using a medivac. He's just trying to drop the economy, but White-Ra is already in position with all those stalkers and is expecting exactly that to happen. What is Tarson doing? He doesn't actually, well, keep an eye on that drop, and therefore he's losing all the Hellions. They didn't even get a shot off. So this didn't work out all too well. The medivac actually escapes, even though there were two stalkers trying to cut it off. So the medivac survives, and at the same time Tarson is aware that the Protoss player is trying to kill those destructible rocks. And let's have another look at, this immediately, as soon as he sees what's happening at the expansion of his opponent, he's walking towards his own potential third base, getting a command center, killing the destructible rocks, and we have an observer in the main base of the Terran player. The Protoss, of course, is getting his robotics bay and is right now getting extended thermal lance, the first Colossus. He has a decent economy going, as you can see. We have 56 harvesters for him, 43 for Tarson. He doesn't have all too many. He's getting the first Vikings already because he wants to deal with those Colossi. Stimpack is on its way as well. And in the main base of the Protoss play, we see that the extended thermal lance upgrade is already halfway done. We have the double forge that he can afford with those 3 bases because he's getting another Nexus right now. So he can afford the double forge, and well, Tarson should get additional upgrades as well. So far he has only the +1 attack upgrade. He's still lacking combat shield. He's researching stim. Might need to get an additional engineering bay. I actually think that he should do exactly that because he has enough resources to spend. So he should get those upgrades as fast as possible if he wants to rely on his bioforces. We have White-Ra now with a with the observer right on top of that command center. It's being placed at the third base right now at the expansion spot. Missile turret on its way, and the Protoss player with the third base nearly done. He gets and Twilight Council. He gets the Twilight Council, will research, of course, Blink, and might get those Templars once again. He tried to get them on Shadow Temple as well, but White-Ra, as Tarson's push hit him way too early for the Templars to be effective at all. He's expanding as well. He's going to get a 4th base, and at the same time he's trying to put some pressure on the economy of his opponent. Command center is being upgraded to the orbital command, and here come the Protoss forces trying to take out those tanks. There's no charge done just yet, and White-Ra a little bit overconfident for my taste. He's losing a lot of units, and he's probably going to lose that Colossus as well. Now there are only 2 Vikings out. With 1 or 2 additional Vikings, he would have just chased that Colossus down. But as you could see, White-Ra lost a lot of units right there. Only killed 1 tank. He didn't kill all too many units. And there are those additional Vikings putting some pressure on the Colossi. Very well done by Tarson. Well defended. 127 supply for the Protoss player. 120 for Tarson right now. The Polish player is getting his combat shield now. Very, very late, if you ask me, because it's already the 14-minute mark. He could have gotten in a lot earlier, as he didn't push out at all. The armory is now being built, so he is able to get the +2 attack upgrade and the +2 armor upgrade. But he needs to keep his engineering bay busy. He has enough resources to spend them for another infantry armor upgrade or just get another engineering bay, but he doesn't do it right now. He has 3 orbital commands, so a lot of mules are on the field. We have 80 probes against 55 SCVs. Let's have a look at the income. The income is, well, fairly even. Terran player, of course, makes good use of his mules and therefore has a decent mineral income. Here comes the charge upgrade. Charge upgrade for White-Ra. And he's researching his +2 attack upgrade and the +2 armor upgrade already, chrono boosting the shit out of those 2 forges. And he will be way ahead in upgrades if Tarson isn't adding a second engineering bay. So the Stalkers are in position. Both players, well, especially Tarson is playing very, very passively right now. He should probably get he should probably get an... Oh, he's getting the engineering bay, the second one, finally. And he's adding 2 more barracks. He might want to get, a Ghost Academy as well, but he's pretty low on resources, spending most of it on units. We have 9 siege tanks, 31 marines, 7 Vikings on the field as well. And in the back there's 1 drop by Tarson, trying to attack that expansion of his opponent. And let's have a look at the army supply. 80 against 104. So Tarson is ahead in army supply right now, and he already has an SDV at the bottom of the map in order to build another expansion. And we have Blink halfway done, as is the +2 attack upgrade and the +2 armor upgrade. What about those units? There is one... What did he just kill? Did he kill one SCV? One probe that was was unable to get out, so he killed it. And here's the drop, and immediately Hydra is warping in units, but the first 2 stalkers are already dead. And I think Hydra is in a tough spot right now. Look how many stalkers he is actually losing. Tarson with a very good push, killing another stalker, killing that zealot as well, moving in, killing a stalk, and a lot of... Oh my god! I mean, he perfectly... What the hell? There are so many kills on those marines. This was brilliantly done by Tarson. Hydra saw it immediately. He warped in stalkers, but he just wasn't able to deal with it accordingly. He lost 7 workers to that push, and he also lost a lot of stalkers as well. Hydra is just placing a pylon on top of that cliff in order to be able to warp down some units to kill that expansion. But this was really an effective drop by Tarson. Hydra expanding at the bottom half of the map and getting another expansion. So he's mass expanding. And basically, I think that Hydra got hit on the head and thinks he's a Zerg player. Right now, he's expanding all over the place. He's getting bases everywhere. But he already has a huge amount of Colossus. I mean, that's 7 Colossus, 8 of them. 8 Colossus, 2 Archons. We have a Dark Shrine coming up. Tarson is researching the +2/+2 upgrade right now. Tarson already has it for quite a while. 200 supply for both players. And we have 114 army supply against 129. So let's have a look at those armies. And Tarson is attacking the base of his opponent. But Hydra is he going for the base trade? He's trying to attack those tanks from behind. So far he doesn't. He's heading towards the main base of Tarson. Tarson with 2 ghosts in his army mix. The Vikings as well. And here comes the Protoss army just walking up the ramp, blinking after that single tank and killing it. Those Vikings are dying as well. The expansion of Tarson will be dead in a second. And Hydra's advantage is that he has expansions everywhere on this map. He's adding photon cannons as well, blocking off that spot for the Terran player. Of course, Tarson is able to kill the expansion of his opponent as well. There's just so many units in the main base of Hydra right now. But the Protoss player can warp in as many units as he wants. He has 1 base right here getting gateways, and I don't think that Tarson will be able to win this game as Hydra is annihilating all the production capabilities of the Terran player. And look at that amount of Colossus. That's 9 Colossus right there with 2 upgrades. He won't be able... he will probably be able to get the +3 attack upgrade. Yes, he will. So +3 will finish. I doubt that Tarson will be sloppy enough to let him get the +3 armor upgrade. But I'm not really sure if it matters, because right now Tarson doesn't have a chance of winning this game. He doesn't have... Well, he actually might, but look at his upgrades. He only has 1 armor upgrade. There's 1 Dark Templar now cutting away those tanks, and he doesn't have... Does he? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have any opportunity to scan his opponent. Besides the EMP! Getting the EMP on top of the Dark Templar, revealing it and killing it instantly. But there's another one, and at some point he will run out of energy. Those Dark Templars are just cutting through the army of Tarson. He's losing unit after unit. Another EMP reveals another Dark Templar and kills it. But right now, the Hydra has another base. Tarson is aware of that base back there as well. He's on 127 supply against 170. The army supply is on 134 against 106. And oh my god, that Colossus count is just insane. That's just ridiculous. Look at that. On the top right, we have, well, kind of a base for Tarson. And there are so many gateways being built. So many gateways by Whiterun, and the army of the Protoss player is killing the last barracks, the last few barracks of Tarson. And Tarson has to deal with this force right now. He can't wait, and he knows that. But how to approach an army that large with those upgrades, 2 armor upgrades, 3 attack upgrades, tons of Colossi. And now the last command center is being sniped. Those Vikings are in a tough situation as well. There just aren't enough of them, only 7, and they are being killed by the Stalkers immediately. Tarson is below 100 supply right now. Whiterun is probably going to win this game. Is Tarson able to finish the Protoss player? Doesn't look like it. Those tanks are way in the back. Will he be able to siege them up in time? There are too many Archons. The EMP hits, but there's the blink of the Blink Stalkers, and all those Colossi are obliterated, Marine after Marine. That's a GG by Tarson, and Whiterun with a 2-0. The Polish player in a very, very tough situation in this best of 5 right now. Whiterun against the Tarson. StarCraftWorld.it is hosting this King of the Hill. It's powered by CM Storm. It's a best of 5, and the winner is taking home €100 and is going to fight next Thursday once again at 9:30. And right now, Whiterun is in a very, very good position to win this King of the Hill. He's at with 2-0 against Tarson. He was using special tactics in every game and is starting on KotH at the top right position, whereas Tarson is starting at the bottom left, so it's cross position for those 2 players. And we have Tomasz Tarson. He is in a tough situation right now. He needs to win this game. If he wants to have a shot of winning that best of 5 series, he needs to win this map, and he needs to win the next one as well. Whiterun will do everything to end it right here and there, to end it with a 3-0, but Tarson, the Polish Terran player, is hopefully using special tactics as well. Well, let's think about it. Hopefully he isn't using special tactics. He tried to do that last game and it didn't work out all too well. Apparently the special tactics are reserved for Whiterun and Whiterun only. So this time we don't see a gas first by the Terran. No, we see the standard barracks placement and barracks built by him, getting the gas while the barracks is on its way. And having a look into the main base of Whiterun, we see that he's actually waiting a little bit. He is not getting his gateway just yet. He might go for an expansion play, for a fast expansion. He already has 300 minerals, and his probe is sent out to the small expansion spot. And yes, this will be a Nexus first play. Nexus first by Whiterun. Grand KotH is using basically the same build so far that he used. He used the same opening on Teldorim Altar. It worked quite well, so why not try it again? He only has to defend that ramp in order to wall off, so let's just look if he's able to pull that off once more. We have the gateway on its way, and scouting the main base of Tarson, we see that he's already upgrading his orbital command. And he's getting a tech lab this time. He is getting a tech lab at his barracks, and this might prove to be really difficult for Whiterun to deal with. Will there be a second barracks in time? We're going to see that fairly soon. Oh, the Marine was able to kill the probe. So right now, Tarson has no idea what's happening. He has no idea whatsoever. He doesn't know if there's a fast expansion by the Terran player, if there's a double barracks opening, or whatever Tarson could employ in this game. We have a Reaper being built for Tarson, and as you can see, the expansion for the Terran player as well. This Reaper might actually be able to deal a lot of damage. There's a second gateway on its way in a very late cybernetics core. So if the Reaper is able to get into the main base of Whiterun in time, he might be able to kill a lot of probes, because the only thing that Whiterun can do is just chrono boost the Stalker as fast as possible in order to deal with that situation. The Reaper is on its way, will be scouted by the Protoss player, as there is a Xel'Naga watchtower with one probe, but Tarson is taking it a little bit easy. That's apparently a very lazy Reaper. He's just trying to get rid of all the probes at the Xel'Naga watchtowers. One probe is going down, and of course now Tarson, well, revealed showed his hand, and immediately White is just chrono boosting the first stalkers, and will have no problem whatsoever of dealing with the Reaper. But Tarson isn't even trying to deal damage with that unit. He's just trying to get the Xel'Naga Watchtower, make sure that the Protoss player doesn't know what's happening, that he is not able to scout him, and he is using another SCV at the top of the map. I'm not quite sure what he wants to achieve with that, but let's wait a bit. We have a command center at the Expo, as we already mentioned. It's finished by now, and we see the SCVs, the Eco Slide, upgrade to the orbital command, and of course a bunch of Marines, Marauders in the meantime as well. And he's actually trying to sneak in another command center. He's trying to sneak in another command center, hidden expansion, special tactics by Tarson, so to speak. And this might be fairly interesting. With 3 bases against 2, he will be in an awesome position against his opponent. If Hydra is not scouting that expansion, it might get pretty dangerous for him later on in this game. So all Tarson has to do right now is hoping that Hydra isn't scouting that Expo, and of course trying to play defensive, because he will have less units than his opponent. He's getting that engineering bay right away, and at the same time, let's have a look into the main base. There are 4 gates by now, and the robotics facility. Will the ninja base be spotted? Will there be an observer hovering over the map and trying to get additional scouting information? Will he see the ninja base, or will that be a secret of Tarson until the later stages of the game? Well, we'll see. The main question is now, is Tarson able to defend any incoming pushes? He's placing down a second bunker. He's getting a missile turret as well, so even if Hydra would go for fast Dark Templar or something like that, Tarson would be safe against it. There's a factory being used for Tarson right now. He's getting the +1 attack upgrade, already researching Stim as well. And the Protoss player is also trying to get a 3rd base. He's building that Nexus, while Tarson already finished his commands, and he needs to rally his SCVs to the mineral fields, which he did by now. I don't know why he builds SCVs. He should get the orbital command upgrade first. And having a look into the main base of Hydra, he's not using his energy on the Nexus all that much. He's getting additional gates. He's on a lot of gates by now already. Playing really gateway heavy. And at the same time, having a look at the main base of Tarson. What else can we see? Yeah, he doesn't have add-ons on those barracks. He's getting the starport right now. Stim is nearly done, as is the +1 attack upgrade. As you can see, we have a reactor at the factory, and he's getting a starport as well. So we'll switch between the 2 of those and at Medivacs and Vikings. And of course, Tarson once again wants to rely on a similar unit mix that he employed last game. He is going for a lot of gateways. He's getting the robotics bay, and we have the first forge being built. I assume that the second one will follow fairly soon, and this is a brilliant scan by Tarson. He knows about everything, about every single production facility that Hydra has right now. The expansion is not being upgraded. He doesn't upgrade it at all. He's just producing a lot of SCVs, using those mules as well. He does have enough minerals to... I really don't know why he doesn't upgrade it, if he thinks that he already did, or if he's doing that on purpose. He's trying to get another base. He's building a 4th right now. Let's have a look at the numbers. We have 61 SCV, 48 SCVs, 61 probes. As you can see, the army supply for Hydra is at 40, 37 for the Terran player, and the 62 worker supply against 51. The income should be fairly even. Yes, it is actually. Yeah, with the mules, with the additional mules, they are about even. The income in terms of gas is better for Hydra though, which is quite important, especially as the Protoss player is now getting those upgrades. He's getting the extended thermal lance, he's getting the armor upgrade for his gateway units, and another base as well. Both players, there's no action happening whatsoever. They are just chilling, just trying to get their army going, trying to hit those 200 supply, and of course their upgrades. And still there is no orbital command. There is still no orbital command. So there's no reason not to get that orbital. You can still lift it off if it's going to be attacked, but as soon as Hydra spots that base, it will die. doesn't matter if it's an orbital or if it's a command center. The only other thing you could do is just go for a planetary fortress, but I think he simply forgot about it. He put that command center in the same unit group as did with the other 3, and he probably just didn't realize that he can still upgrade it, and is just using that group as a whole in order to build SCVs and call down mules. There is just no reason whatsoever why he shouldn't use the orbital command ability on that 3rd command center. Anyways, we have the 4th base for Hydra and the 4th base for Tarson. Both players are roughly at the same supply. We have 140 supply against 134. The second attack upgrade, sorry, the first attack upgrade and the second armor upgrade are being researched for the Protoss player. Once again, he's ahead in upgrades. We have only the +1 attack upgrade for Tarson, and he has 1 engineering bay. He's getting an armory. He's getting the 2nd engineering bay. Okay, so that's actually quite nice. Ghost Academy coming up as well. There are 2 starports. He wants to deal with that insane amount of Colossus that Hydra used on the last map. Hydra getting rid of those destructible rocks and getting charged now as well. So the only thing, well, basically both players is like, okay, well, 20 minutes, no rush, okay. Yeah, both are like, yeah, well, GG, all right. 84 army supply against 82. This is going to be one huge final fight. This is going to be one really, really huge fight. There is still no upgrade over there, and he expanded at the small position, so actually Hydra's expansions are worth a little bit more. No, they are not, because he only got the small expansion as well. And there's still scouting going on with the Observer. You have 166 supply against 164. Now double upgrades for the Terran player as well. He's getting the +2/+2. The same happens with Hydra. How many Colossus do we actually have? We have 4 Colossus so far. 15 Zealots with charge. Yeah, about to finish now. And Tarson, with a lot of production capabilities, he has those starports. He's getting Vikings like crazy right now, and upgrades as well. There are a lot of barracks. He's adding additional ones. A lot of tech labs, of course, a reactor as well. And once again, Hydra is just getting another base. So this is really, really weird. Both players are perfectly fine with staying on their half of the map and trying to get as many bases as possible, and a really, really huge army. The first ghosts are on their way. The Merbius reactor is halfway done. Terran ship weapons coming up. Blink is coming up as well. And here's the Templar archive. Well, we could try to get every single unit in the game. So Hydra should probably try to get a fleet beacon and the starport right now. Another base by Tarson, and yeah, let's have a look at the army supply. 116 against 123. What about the income? The income is fair. Yeah, it's about even. The Terran player is slightly ahead, trying to, oh, this is going to be good. And he basically one-hits those Colossus. The first one is down immediately, and here comes that Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine being built. The army is on 2/2 upgrades within a second. +3 is actually being researched. Well, that is going to be really problematic for Hydra, but he already has a lot of upgrades himself. He has 2/2 upgrades. He's getting 3/3, and he will probably start to research his shield upgrades as well. So let's have a look at those Marauder counts. 28 right now, and yeehaw, here we go. The Colossus are melting. Look at that. They're gone within seconds. But there's so many units charging on for the Protoss player as well. Tarson in a very good spot, though. He has so many Marauders, and the Marauders are killing everything. The Blinkstock is trying to escape, blinking away, leaving the Colossi alone, but nobody liked that Colossi anyways. It was that Colossus anyways. It was very, very unlikable, a bad Colossus, and therefore they just abandoned it. And now the Marines have a field day with the Marauders. They're just killing that Nexus. And oh my god, Hydra dropping in supply so fast, and Tarson reinforcing his units. There's personal cloaking, there are additional Marines being built, additional Ghosts, Marauders. He's getting 2 additional bases right now, and that Dark Templar won't change a thing. There's the scan, and of course the DT is down. Hydra lost 1 base, he lost a ton of units, he lost 9,000 resources. And 5,200 resources lost for the Terran player. Jesus Christ. There's just no way. I mean, he's back on 200 supply right now. He is 200 supply on 200 supply right now, the Terran player. And another DT being killed. There's one Marine left, and that Marine is taking on that expansion all on his own. It's basically like Rambo. And there are two Colossus and opala! One Colossus. Rambo is dead. I'm sorry to inform you guys, but Rambo just died. And another beautiful, not that beautiful EMP, but at least it was an EMP, trying to hit the Protoss player. Doesn't actually need to. He's on a 200 supply again. He has 2,000 minerals. And for Whitera, I'm quite surprised that we don't see any Storm at all. He did get the Templar Archive, didn't he? But I didn't see him research Storm. No, he didn't research Storm. He doesn't have High Templar whatsoever. And here comes once again that force. Those Zealots are charging in. And the supply of Hydra is melting away against those Bioforces. And the Colossus are being killed. There are only two of them, trying to morph in some Archons. But this is way too late. 100, dropping below 100 supply. This is game. This is game. Tarson with his ninja expansion, well, it didn't do him all that much good, but his army with all those upgrades is just too strong for Whitera to deal with. There's no Storm for the Protoss player just yet, and he waited way too long. The Colossus died, and the Marines and Marauders, especially the Marauders, took over in the fight and basically raped the Russian player. This was horrible to watch. Whitera is trying to fight back, but he can warp in as many units as he wants. There is just no way. He's expanding all over the place right now. He's expanding once again, but the Marauders are taking out that expansion. At the right side of the map, we have another Nexus coming up, and at the bottom right as well. So Tarson is killing everything that Whitera has, but the Russian player is still fighting. He's still fighting. It's very well. He's quite. Yeah, he's losing a lot of units, but he is quite persistent. He tries to stay into this game. He's trying to fight back, and I don't think that he will be able to. I mean, we have 34 army supply against 107. Against 107 right now. So this is kind of brutal. And here we go, that one DT, oh, Ninja expansion being scouted. That DT has how many kills? 0. But that one over there at least has some of them now. Also being killed by the Planetary Fortress, kaboom! Boom, boom, bang, and that's about it. 3 attack upgrades for Tarson. 3 armor upgrade number 3 coming up as well. And yeah, Whitera is still fighting. Whitera is still fighting. He has half the supply of Tarson right now. Half the supply of the Polish player, and he is still trying to win this game. A futile attempt in my opinion, because have a look at the resources lost. 25,000 against 13,000, and the army supply of course is greatly in favor of Tarson right now. He's killing additional DTs left and right. And now all those supply depots are being killed as well. One Dark Templar trying to achieve at least something, but is getting, well, he's getting attacked right away and leaves the vicinity. And well, fail EMP, but it doesn't matter at all. The second one is that much better. It's brilliant, kills all the shields, and now Whitera realizes that he has no chance of winning that game. Tarson wins his first map in this best of 5, and we will see a 4th game. Game number 4, StarCraftWorld.it King of the Hill, powered by CM Storm, and it's the 4th game, a Terran versus Protoss. We have, of course, the Ukrainian player, not the Russian player, Whitera. I'm very sorry for that mistake. I didn't try to offend any, well, Ukrainians, Russians, whatever. So Whitera is Ukrainian, and he's leading in this series. It's the best of 5, and as you can tell, Whitera is still ahead with 2-1. And Tarson, being from Poland, won the last game. The Terran player was able to defeat Whitera, and now we are on Shakura's plateau. At the top left, Whitera spawned as the red Protoss player, and at the top right, we see Tarson. I was actually afraid that Tarson would lose the last game. It's always, well, as a caster you want to have as many games as possible, so a 5th game would be brilliant, but what you don't want is the series to end after 3 straight wins from one player. So it's actually quite it's quite nice that Tarson won the last game. Of course, whiteRA is a nice guy, but still we want as many games as possible. We need more StarCraft, we need more special tactics, so keep them coming, guys. We have a barracks being built for Tarson right now. He's not referring to that gas first build order that he tried on Taldarim Altar. Those special tactics didn't work out all too well. That's why he's now relying on a more standard play, and he was quite successful with it on the last map, so there's no reason to change that. As you can see, the Protoss player in the meantime is going to get a gateway, and the assimilator is on its way as well. Right now, I have to admit that I'm a little bit curious why whiteRA didn't use those High Templars in the last game. He didn't even research Storm. He had the resources, he had the facilities, and he could have used High Templars because there were too many Marauders, too many Marines. Those Bioforces were so strong. With 3-2 upgrades, Tarson was in a beautiful situation. But with Storm and a lot of High Templars, I think it would have been so much harder for Tarson to win that game. And whiteRA was just expanding like crazy once again at the end of the third game. So he could maybe even have won it if he had more area of effect damage. But we'll never know. Maybe whiteRA is going to use his special tactics once again on this map. It's the first game between those two players. As I already mentioned, we have Tarson with that Marine at the bottom of the ramp trying to deny any scouting that might try to sneak into the main base. And of course, as I already said, the winner of this best of 5 will face another opponent next Thursday at 9:30. And of course, he will also take the prize money of 100 euros. Tarson, eager to stay the king of the hill, he was able to defeat Dark Force, the former champion, and whiteRA, now the new contestant. We have additional SCVs being built once again. Tarson with that Reaper, and you can see the expansion coming up right away from Tarson, whereas whiteRA is not getting an expo right now, and this will please Tarson greatly, because on this map it's so easy, it's so really easy to actually, oh, that's Reaper with his first kill, to actually save that expansion, secure it. You just need to get a couple of bunkers as a Terran player, and when you're a Protoss player, you only need force fields. Force fields for that ramp and you'll be fine. And whiteRA now, of course, trying to get a Nexus himself. He's a little bit late with that. The command center is already halfway done. But for a Protoss player, it's always a little bit tricky. You don't know what your opponent is doing if you didn't get enough scouting information. whiteRA at least knew about the gas, he knew about the upgrade and about that barracks. But he wasn't quite aware what was happening. He's now trying to put some pressure on the Terran. As you can see, the bunker finished just in time to annihilate that Zealot and probably the Stalker as well. Very well done though by whiteRA. He could have saved that Zealot though. He could have saved that Zealot. And there's the Reaper. He tried to kill some units. He didn't kill anything at all because whiteRA wasn't positioned with that Stalker. The only thing that the Reaper killed was the initial scouting probe that he killed earlier at, I think somewhere around here, this area. We have a command center being upgraded to the orbital command right now at the expansion. And the unit count reveals that whiteRA is on 27 probes, whereas Tarson is on 22 SCVs by now. And once again, we see 2 additional gateways and of course the robotics facility. And right away the Twilight Council as well. So whiteRA with a lot of economy going on, with a lot of tech buildings. And this is going to be pretty interesting. He knows that his opponent is starting with an expansion, that he's going to play a little bit more defensive, so he can allow himself to get his techs up straight away. He's not expecting an attack to hit him anytime soon, and therefore he's relying on his techs and on his economy. As you can see, he's down to 9 army supply, 34 workers already, thanks to the Chrono Boost, 28 worker supply for his opponent, but the mules are obviously a factor to be issued in as well. And Tarson once again didn't rely his units, realizing it soon enough. The SCV is put to some work, lazy bastard, and we see a second bunker being built. And here comes the Templar Archive very soon. We didn't even hit the 8-minute mark and already the Templar Archive is on its way. Remember the first map, remember Shadow Temple? He did basically the same. he did the same thing. He went for very, very early Templar Archive, and on that game he got the Warp Prism as well because it was close air positions, and he tried to harass his opponent, and there it is once again. The Warp Prism for White-Ra. White-Ra and the special tactics. He's trying a similar build, not the same, but a similar build that he used on Shadow Temple, this time with an Expo, and we have Psionic Storm being researched as well. And just think about if he is able to sneak that Warp Prism behind the enemy's economy line and use those High Templars for Storm, that would be devastating. That would be so devastating. The SCVs would die in tens, and yeah, then it would basically already be GG. But for now, the Warp Prism is just trying to get the Zealots into the mineral line of Tarson. And what's the Polish Terran player going to do? We have an Immortal being built for White-Ra, and for the Terran player, the Combat Shield is coming up. He's researching Combat Shield. He already has Stim, and he's moving out. He's moving out with that force. He already has Stim. White-Ra knows about that. Thanks to the Xel'Naga Watchtower, is retreating with his Stalker. There is that Warp Prism heading to the mineral line, and now White-Ra is going to be attacked very, very soon. But there are all those High Templars already in place. Storm is not done yet. He doesn't have enough energy on all of them, but here's the drop, and immediately has to retreat with those SCVs, pulling back with his workers to the expansion. And here we go, and the Storms are hitting Tarson, and that Immortal is already down, but there are so many Marauders, they don't have that much energy. But as you can see, there are nearly no units left for White-Ra whatsoever. Tarson starts just stimming his units. The Archon is putting an end to that attack though, and at the same time, those Zealots are still wreaking havoc in the main base of Tarson. The Terran player is losing a lot of mining time right now. 54 supply against 51, and White-Ra is pulling ahead. He's right now on 41 probes against 37 SCVs. And yep, here comes the Eco Slide once again. This is actually fairly even. They basically lost the same amount of resources. And let's have a look. Yeah, 10 workers killed by White-Ra. That's actually a huge difference. That's huge for the Protoss player. He was able to kill 10 workers, 10 of the SCVs, but still, with the mules, Tarson is not in such a bad spot, to be honest. He's on 65 supply right now, 70 against 76 supply, and here comes that Warp Prism once again and dropping Archons. Jesus Christ, are you serious? He's dropping Archons. Here we go, Archon number 1, Archon number 2, and yeah, they are just very, very fat. That's the one problem about them. They can't just pass between those mineral patches, and they're getting annihilated. The Warp Prism as well. No, that didn't work out all too well. White-Ra with a very, very, yeah, well, not really a huge blunder, but what was that stim about? Did he just stim again? Did he just misclick and stim again, or, well, doesn't really matter. There's one pylon. Yeah, White-Ra with a huge blunder. He lost those 2 Archons, he lost the Warp Prism as well. That's quite a lot of resources that just died for the Protoss player, and his pylon gets scouted immediately and is taken out. What's back there? There's one SCV, and it doesn't know about that probe, does it? But that Medivac should be able to scout it. No, he's heading towards the left side of that start position. Yes, and therefore, oh, now we go. Here we go. The probe gets scouted, and now it gets killed by the SCV. Yes. Okay, that's all right. And the second Warp Prism, and here comes the Storm. Here comes the Storm that we've been talking about earlier on. Another base for White-Ra as well, by the way. Woohoo! It's electrifying, but I'm not sure if that was really worth it. Killing 2 High Templars and the Warp Prism as well. Killing 9 additional workers, though. 9 additional workers being killed. Let's have a look at the army and worker supply. 56 against 41. Yeah, well, think about the mules as well. The army supply is a lot bigger for White-Ra. For Tarson right now. My bad. Yeah. Tarson actually doing pretty good. Tarson doing pretty good, dropping once again, but his drop wasn't all too successful either. At least he's able to save the medivac, but he's losing all his marines. So far, this is a really nice fourth game. I mean, we have White with all those drops that he started. He started to drop with those zealot at the same time. Tarson was attacking, got stormed at that ramp, but was able to kill a lot of units, make up for the SCVs that he lost during the drop play of White. And the second attempt of the Ukrainian Protoss player to drop into the mineral line of his opponent was not successful at all. He lost 2 Archons and the Warp Prism as well. Rebuilt it, and even the Templars didn't do him any good. He was able to kill 9 SCVs, but it wasn't really worth it. And those Templars are really, really expensive. 150 minerals. Sorry, not 150 minerals, but 150 gas, as you can see right there. And the Warp Prism died as well. So not the best trade for the Protoss player. He's trying to prevent any additional base being built by Tarson, and the Polish player has really to try to get another base. Well, there's another drop and another storm, and this time he's able to escape. There are two zealots as well. Only 3 workers killed though. Only 3 workers killed. He went from 19 to 22, and yeah. Tarson paying attention. Tarson paying attention to the minimap right now. He's still on 47 against 60 probes. Factor in there's another drop going on by Tarson at the same time. And factor in those mules, and you'll see that the Terran player is actually fine right now. The robotics bay is researching now the extended thermal lance upgrade. Both players are just dropping and trying to get that game going, and they are still both medivacs. Both medivacs are still in position. Have to be careful though with the feedback. Oh, no, I don't have enough energy, so feedback won't finish him. And at the same time, once again, it's time for White to hit the expansion of his opponent. There's another storm coming up. Yes, and a nice one. Very well done. Very well done. That's another 7 workers killed. So Tarson is losing a lot of workers. More upgrades being researched for the Protoss player right now. Tarson is on 1 attack upgrade, and his opponent, we have another drop coming up. He's going to drop the main base once again. Is he maybe even trying to kill the robotics? That would be huge, but he won't succeed in doing that. That's the 3rd base of White right now. So yeah, let's have another look. He's going to build pylons and cannons, of course, everywhere. And once again, we have the Observer just trying to get a glimpse of the expansion and maybe find another spot where he can drop some units. There are Vikings now all over the field. In the back, there's 1 additional zealot trying to see if there's an expansion going on. At the same time, we still have Tarson with those medivacs hovering over there. And of course, additional upgrades for the Protoss player being researched. He's on 2 armor upgrades. He's getting the 3rd armor upgrade and the 2nd attack upgrade as well. And yeah, let's have a look at the unit kill count. 29 to 10 workers. There's the worker count, he's actually quite ahead. So far, both players don't do too much. We have the photon cannons being built. There are 2 more being built up there on the cliff. And in the back, yes, those Vikings are putting an end to the drop play of White right now. And there's another orbital command now hovering towards the expansion spot. But White is ahead in supply. With that 3rd base for him, well, being up and running for quite a while now. He's on 110, he's on 99 army supply against 113, but his harvester count is way ahead. And Tarson is just building units now like crazy, but that expansion is really, really important to him, because the whole time he was mining from only 2 bases, and nearly all the mineral patches in his main base are gone, as are the patches, his expansion. And once again, there was an attempt on a drop by White. I really hate the colors of those players. I especially hate Tarson's color. It's just so hard to spot those damn medivacs when they are over those. Why is that water even the same color as the player's color? I hate that. But there was another drop attempt. He didn't kill all too much, as you can see. There's only 1 cannon that he killed. He didn't kill that many units either. We are on 181 supply against on 177. And if there's a 5th game, I'll make sure that those players pick blue and red, because that's quite atrocious to deal with right now. And we have, how many Colossus are there? Those are 3 Colossus. We have High Templars as well, and 3 Ghosts in the mix for Tarson, 26 Marines. We have 8, 9 Vikings, which is quite a lot, and the first shield upgrade is being researched. The first shield upgrade is being researched right now, so this is going to be a lot of upgrades, and I don't think that Tarson should wait too long. Both players are on roughly 200 supply right now. Tarson getting the 2-2 upgrade. They are about to finish, but Wydra is ahead in upgrades. There's no other way to put it like that. He's away in upgrades, and he's way ahead. But the army supply is better for the Terran player. He can use his mules to get the mineral income, and therefore needs less workers than his opponent. We've even seen players like, for example, KotH or Braddock, kill their drones, kill their SCVs, and just build additional orbital commands and just use mules like crazy. I've seen, I think, Braddock use like 7 orbital commands that were just sitting in his main base only to get access to those mules because he had excess minerals anyways. So we have the army of Tarson trying to attack, but it's basically a little bit similar to the last game we saw, but this time there's Storm in the mix, and therefore this is a totally different game. But those Archons are getting in right now. There is no Storm to speak of because those EMPs were just way too beautiful, and the Protoss player is losing so many resources. There are the Storms hitting the Bioforce, and Tarson losing a lot of units at the ground, but it's way too late because Wydra already dropped below 100 supply. He lost his whole army. He's down to 21 army supply. And Tarson was able, with some beautiful EMPs, to clear that energy from most of the High Templars and then just stim through the Protoss army, killing those Colossi so fast with his Viking count. And of course the Marauder and Marine mix dealt with the gateway units, while the Ghosts are just going for one EMP after another. Wydra losing his whole army, and now all Tarson has to do is deny that expansions. He's dropping once again at the bottom left, trying to snipe that Nexus, which he is doing right now. And at the same time, of course, the Terran player will be able to attack the third page, which he doesn't do. Which he doesn't actually do. He's on 171 supply against 116. And Jesus Christ, getting the 3-3 upgrades right now, getting more upgrades for his Vikings as well. That drop is still hovering in the back of the map. He's now trying to get to that base over there, but running straight into that cannon. Still dropping, trying to take out the photon cannon. Wydra is attacking himself, is now warping in some additional units. The Medivac is still alive as well. The Zealots will die, and in the middle of the map there is another Storm hitting the Terran army. But oh, beautiful EMPs killing all that energy on the High Templar, and the Zealot count is just melting away. 3 upgrades, 1 shield upgrade, but it is not good enough. It is not good enough to secure that win for Wydra, because the Terran player with the Medivac support is just employing his brutal Bioforce to kill Wydra's units, doing a really good job at that. And those drops by Tarson are, of course, so atrocious to deal with. He's killing SCVs probes all the time. We have 56 probes against 57 SCVs right now, and another base by Tarson. He needs to get the orbital command upgrade though. He doesn't have too much income, by the way, because he already is mined out on his main base and at his natural, but still he has that third base and of course the base at the bottom of the map. So as you can see, the mineral count is fairly even, the income, but we still have about double the amount of supply for Tarson at the moment. I don't really get why he's not trying to kill his opponent, why he's not trying to kill that base over there, because we only have 38 army supply against 110. He should be able to deal with that, but he is actually allowing Wydra to get back into that game. I mean, he's still way behind in supply, but his income is decent, and he might be able to get the unit count up again. Keep in mind, his upgrades are actually superior. We have Tarson on 3 attack upgrades right now, and the 3rd armor upgrade is about to be done as well. But for Wydra, we already have the first. Now we only have 1 shield upgrade. It doesn't do him too much good, especially with all those EMPs flying around. But for Tarson, well, it's actually a really good situation. He has a huge amount of medivacs, as you can see. We have 11 medivacs, and that Bioforce is scary enough without the medivacs because of those 3 upgrades. But with that support from that transport units with the healing abilities, that is a force that you can't kill it easily. Even if it doesn't well, even if he misses the EMPs and the storms go off, that will be a force that is not easily killed. Especially because there is only the area effect damage of 3 High Templars and 3 Colossus, which is not enough. There's a small splash by the Archons, but I don't think that will be enough. And now Tarson is attacking, has the cloak ability for his ghosts, or it's just sniping. It's just sniping the High Templars and all those. Yep, the Colossus are dying, the Vikings are being stormed, but look at how many ghosts there are. There are so many ghosts, and he's just running up that ramp, trying to kill the High Templars, using everything in his arsenal to kill the Protoss player. And Hydra will lose his expansion. He's losing the Colossus right away, and the Nexus will die as well. There's the GG, and Tarson ties the series. We will see a 5th game in the StarCraft World.it King of the Hill, powered by CM Storm. Here we go. Tarson wants to be the new Mr. Comeback. Last week, or 2 weeks before this week's match, Tarson told Dark Force, okay, buddy, listen up, I really like you, but do me a favor, don't try to pull this Mr. Comeback shit off once again. I know that you've been behind against all your opponents so far, and you still won the best of 5 matches, but don't do it against me. He won against Dark Force, and now he was behind with 2-0 against Hydra, and he managed to force a 5th game. He wants to be the new Mr. Comeback. He just stated it in the lobby, and we have Terminus as the last map between those 2 players. Hydra is spawning in blue at the right side of the map, and cross to him we have Tarson in red. The Polish Terran player, and I'm actually eager to know what he's going to do right now. I mean, the last 2 matches he was trying to opt for that straight up game where he just got a lot of bio units. He got the Medivacs to support them. He got the Vikings as well, and Hydra just wasn't able to deal with that. He was trying to drop his opponent, he was trying to drop him with Zealots, he was trying to drop him with Archons, with High Templars, with everything, deal damage to his economy, but he wasn't all too successful with that. He killed a lot of SCVs, but he lost most of his drop units as well, and especially the Archons, and of course the High Templars too, who were pretty expensive. His upgrade count was once again better than that of Tarson, but the main problem for him was just deal with those bio units. The upgrades for Tarson were 2-2 in the first fights. All those EMPs by the Ghosts really did number on Hydra, and he has to find just some, just a solution of how to deal with Tarson's playstyle. He has to do something a little bit different. He has just maybe trying to split the High Templar a little bit more effectively in order to get those storms off, but right now Hydra is in a really, really tough situation. He lost 2 games in a row, and now he has to completely get into this game with a different mindset. He has to win this match if he wants to be the new StarCraft World.it King of the Hill. This best of 5 match is sponsored, is powered by CM Storm, and the winner will take €100 with him and fight next week, next Thursday, once again. The players are scouting right now. We have Hydra with the first gateway and the cybernetics core, and Tarson is doing exactly the same thing he did on the last 2 maps. He pulled off drones from his refinery, so he's going to get an expansion. Here we go. The command center is being built while the Reaper is on its way and will try to scout his opponent. He's actually scouted already. The SCV was able to sneak into the base, sees the second gateway. And the main thing for Hydra right now is that he doesn't know what's happening. As you can see on the minimap, he doesn't know what's happening in the main base of his opponent, so he has to prepare for all eventualities, and he has to prepare for a potential push with bio units early on as well. Tarson with his Reaper doesn't pay any attention to it, and right now he realized what's happening and employing some micro, but that's the Stalker. We saw that Stalker annoy the hell out of Tarson the last game already. And how many units does he have just yet? He has 2 Marines. The bunker is not ready. Where is that Marauder? There are SCVs as well, and now he's just trying, killing that probe, and the bunker is done. So he may be able to sneak into the main base, but no, the first Zealot is about to die. 1 SCV is going down as well, and the Marine is dying to the Stalker. Oh no, he actually isn't. Stalker taking quite a few hits, and Tarson is expanding. As I already mentioned, the command center is ready, and so is Hydra. He's getting a Nexus. He started with 2 gates, is adding a 3rd right now, and a 2nd assimilator as well. And of course, at the same time, we have the Terran player with additional gas mining, and he tries to get enough gas to get his tech buildings. He will get Medivacs once again. He will try to drop his opponent, and we will see ghosts. Ghosts are basically the one thing that saved Tarson's ass the last 2 games. He was able to get off beautiful EMPs. He had a huge ghost count. He was on 7 or 9 ghosts, had personal cloaking as well, was just trying to snipe the High Templars, and of course got off a lot of EMPs that annihilated the energy on those casting unit. The spellcasters didn't stand a chance. There were a few storms, but not enough to deal with the Bioforce. The Vikings were able to snipe the Colossus fairly early in the fights, so they weren't any good as well. And now Hydra might lose Stalker, but there's no concussive shell just yet. He's actually researching Stimpack first, and therefore the Stalkers are just sneaking away. Once again, that missile turret is being placed nearby the bunkers in order to deal with potential Dark Templar harassment. And on that base, it's really easy just to get that 3rd base. And of course, that's one thing that Tarson will like about it, because every time he was trying to apply special tactics, he lost the game. And Hydra, in the meantime, he has, well, how many gateways does he actually have? There's 4 gateways for him right now. He has 37 probes against 29 harvesters, against 29 SCVs to be exact. And another pylon being built. We have quite a huge force for Tarson right now, and for Hydra as well. 28 army supply against 22, and the bunkers will... Well, there's no way that Tarson will lose to that push, because there are just way too many bunkers. But as you can see, there is a considerable amount of units. Here comes the Guardian Shield, and he pulls SCVs. He immediately pulls SCVs, and the Zealots are melting away. The force fields are well placed, but still, he is not able to kill that army. And now Hydra just reinforcing his gateway army. 30 supply against 23, 74 army supply, or 74 total supply against 60. Now getting the robotics facility, trying to kill those destructible rocks and sneak in from behind, but there are already 2 bunkers in position as well. And still, the Terran player is getting additional SCV. Stim is ready. He has combat shield on the way. +1 attack nearly done. I don't think that's a good idea for Hydra to attack right now. He's 20 supply ahead, but that's not entirely army supply. 10 army supply more for the Terran player, but still all those bunkers. He needs to get those units into the bunkers though, and the force fields of course will probably deny repairing by the SCVs, but as you can see, Hydra is heading back. He's getting his 3rd base. He's getting another Nexus, and now with the robotics facility completed, he's getting his observer, the first one, robotics bay, on its way as well. And here's the pylon at the Xlanger Watchtower. The scouting SCV is being killed. At least he tries to kill it. Should warp in another unit just to deny the scouting. That would do him quite a lot good. The SCV is not allowed to see that expansion, that 3rd base. And here's the Stalker that he just warped in. There we go. Scouting Knight. So, buddy, if you want to have a look at my 3rd base, use a scan. Sacrifice another potential mule and use a scan. And this time, Tarson is actually quite, well, not impressing me, but he's a lot better with his upgrades. He already has +1 attack upgrade. He's researching the +1 armor upgrade right now. And Hydra just now adding those two forges that we've seen from him in the last games. And Hydra is expecting a drop play. You can see it by the Stalkers basically placed everywhere around the main base. He's expecting a drop play, but there are no drops so far. We have the warping pylons by Hydra right now, and of course a scouting factory by Tarson just hovering over the map with the 2 forges. Now trying to get the +1 attack and +1 armor upgrade. We have extended thermal lance halfway done, and what we are going to see for Tarson is of course Well, the same thing that he tried to do the last 2 games. He's going to rely on Ghosts again. He's getting a Ghost Academy, he's getting the Armory in order to get that additional upgrades for his Bioforce. And the unit count reveals that he is already on 12 Marauders and 20 Marines in the middle of the map, just trying to kill off the occasional pylon. And now we have a Twilight Council for Hydra. And Hydra is on 134 supply right now. 64 army supply against 66. Worker supply 70 against 55. And here comes that Bioforce. There's one observer scouting the whole thing, so Hydra knows about that approach, but that's the scanner, and immediately the observer is taken out. The first 2 Vikings are joining the bio units. We have the Möbius reactor on his way. Second engineering bay coming up, +2 attack being researched. And what's Hydra doing? Hydra is pretty comfortable with his 3 bases. His income is superior to the income of the Tarson player, not by much though. And we have the first 2 Colossi, no upgrades just yet, +1 armor about to finish. And of course researching charge now. And still, to be fair, I don't know if Hydra is able to deal with that force of Tarson again. He's ahead in supply, don't get me wrong, but looking at that army of Tarson, he's doing the same thing that he did in the last 2 games. He's getting a lot of upgrades for his Marauders, now even a lot faster than he did on Shakura's Plateau. And he has already a fair amount of Vikings. He's getting Ghosts now. Möbius reactor is about to finish. And I'm not too sure if Tarson is actually able to deal with that force with the unit composition he's trying to employ right now. He's on 1-1 upgrades. He's getting +2/+2, using his, obviously using his chrono boosts. He's safe against drop play, but he's playing pretty passive now as well. There's no Templar Archive whatsoever. There's no Dark Shrine, nothing like that. And Tarson just has a lot of units. He's on 91 army supply against 110, so Hydra is still ahead. But we have a +2 attack upgrade nearly done, +2 armor on its way, the Ghosts, and a lot of Vikings as well. And Hydra is still trying to get more Colossus, so there are 4 Colossus on the field right now. That's the 5th one, getting blinged, both players relying on upgrades. Of course, this is the last game. This is the last game. There's just 1 drop attempt, but just try to scout any warp-in pylons, killing them. And this is a little bit... Both players are really passive right now. Tarson is not trying to drop. Hydra isn't doing any drop play either. He tried it on quite a lot of maps right now. Shattered Temple, Shakura's Plateau, for example. As you can see, Tarson took his 3rd base as well as getting another command center. And we don't have a Templar Archive. We don't have a Dark Shrine. He's trying to rely on those Colossi in addition to his gateway units. +2/+2 is hitting right now. And with those 2 upgrades done, Hydra apparently wants to attack. He's getting a 4th base right now as well, and the +2 armor upgrade for Tarson will be finished in a second. Both players on roughly 200 supply, 130 against 120. Scouting, blink is done. He could jump up that cliff with a sight using Guardian Shield right now. And here the fight emerges. The first, yep, there's the missile turret. Gone. And here we go. The force fields are very well placed, but the Colossus are all dying. All those Colossus are dying, and the EMPs are hitting the Protoss player hard. And now there's that Bioforce, but the Zealots charge in and kill a lot of those units. Very well placed force fields by Hydra. He denies Tarson the ability to walk back with his units, and Tarson is losing so many bio units right now. He's on 130 supply against 138. Another EMP hits the Stalkers, but there are not enough units. Not enough units for Tarson. He's dropping the main base. He's dropping the 3rd base of his opponent, but he's losing every single unit. Every single unit in his main base. His drop won't be successful, as well as there are 2 photo cannons killing off the medivacs. Only 2 Marauders left, and in the main base of Tarson, Hydra is just killing everything. Destruction everywhere. Dead SCVs, Marines, Marauders, and Vikings. This is a graveyard. This is a graveyard right there. 140 supply for the Protoss player against 50 for Tarson. He will not be the new Mr. Comeback. He will not stay the king of the hill. He will lose that game, and Hydra will win the StarCraft World.it King of the Hill. He will win this best of 5, and he's now killing everything in his path. Only 8 SCVs left for Hydra, 68 for his opponent. This is game, ladies and gentlemen. GG will play. Tarson leaves that match, and Hydra is winning with 3-2-2.